Well, hello, Flosstube. Sorry for my slightly later than planned video this month. This should have been the end of October, but I actually got married on the 31st of October, which is why you haven't seen me. So obviously I got married to my very wonderful husband and we've been away on honeymoon and been back a few days now. So I thought it was about time I got myself organised and popped on here for a Flosstube update. So for those of you that don't know, my name is Ruth. This is my channel, Bookish Pixie Stitches, all about cross stitch, occasionally with some book recommendations, although it has been a while since that was the case. And I do sometimes also feature other crafts, but today's video is purely cross stitch. So I have some finish, well, I have a finish, I have some works in progress to show you, I have a new start and some haul, trying to remember all the stitchy things. And some Flosstube recommendations, shout outs to people I've been watching who have inspired me, all the good stitchy things. So yeah, I probably will do a little bit of life update as well. In fact, we may as well start there. Now I would insert pictures to show you my lovely wedding day, but unfortunately I am not technologically savvy and I have not yet figured out how to put pictures into my videos. I am working on it, but there's been an awful lot of other things to do, as I'm sure you can imagine, with a wedding coming up. And I haven't quite got round to figuring out my software and how to do all the fancy things for Flosstube. So that is hopefully to come in the not too distant future. I'm also going to have to work out how to do before and after pictures at some point, because when I've done Flosstube before, some of you may know that my channel has been around for a while, but that I reloaded it recently. I never used to get an awful lot of progress, if I'm totally honest, and shall we just say things are changing in that department. So yes, all positive, but yes, newlywed, very happy, had the most wonderful day and lovely honeymoon. We didn't go anywhere all that exotic. I live in Wales, for those of you that don't know, and my partner and I just went away for a few days to Tenby, which is in West Wales. It's beautiful, there's lots of beaches, lots of castles. We took our dog with us. So obviously having the dog with you does limit you a little bit to where you can go, but we had an absolutely lovely time despite it being November and not the best weather. So just goes to show that when you're happy, it doesn't matter what the weather does or where you are, you can still have the best time anyway. So yeah, back to reality this week, first week back at home. Nice to be back in many respects. But yeah, in terms of sort of plans for the rest of the year, I don't have that many. Going up to London at the beginning of December, but other than that, obviously Christmas. Dare I mention the dreaded C word. But yeah, so very different Halloween for me this year, but my partner now has every excuse to remember our wedding anniversary, it being on Halloween, and for me to receive lots of spooky gifts every single year, which suits me down to the ground. Still have some Halloween decorations lurking about, so we've still got some pumpkins up here. There are others, but they're hidden behind all the very lovely cards that we received. So anyway, before I ramble on too much, let's get started with the stitching, shall we? So I'm going to start with my finish. This is my one Halloween piece for this year. Again, normally big Halloween person. To be honest, I stitch Halloween all year, given half a chance. But I only had the one Halloween start and finish this year. So this is my not fully finished, still in the hoop because I don't want to move it. But this is my fully finished trick or treat design. Hang on, where's my piece of paper? Anyway, I'm going to just pop that behind it so that the light shouldn't be too much of an interference, but just in case. So I'll bring them in so you can have a little look. Some of the white in this is glow in the dark. Now, I have tried it. It doesn't glow all that well, which is really annoying for how fiddly that thread is to use. The glow in the dark thread I found very tricky. It splits really easily. Now I have been told that you can buy like thread conditioning stuff from Lakeside Needlecraft, so I am going to look into that in the future and hopefully that will help. But yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the glow in the dark thread. It doesn't seem to show up an awful lot, which is a bit disappointing because I absolutely love glow in the dark everything. However, that said, I absolutely love this design. I really, really enjoyed it, despite, as a couple of people have also expressed, this cauldron being a bit of a beast. It took a while to do, but doesn't it look spectacular? I'm really pleased with how this turned out. Love all the little motifs. This is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. It's from their subscriber box. So the kit supplies obviously came all together. So I have used the, I think, 14 count grey Ada that was supplied. All the threads came with the kit, including the glow in the dark thread, and absolutely love this. Would fully recommend Caterpillar Cross Stitch. No back stitch, which makes me even happier. And oh, hang on, I dropped it. My thoughts on how to fully finish this. Obviously it is currently in a hoop. I am planning to paint this hoop black and then put glitter glue all over it so that it's sparkly, and then put the piece back in the hoop, which is why I've left it in there, so that I can get the indentation right when I put it back in. So hopefully that'll be a fully finished to come in the not too distant future, but I do take a while to get around to fully finishing. So I wanted to show you it one last time, close up. Caterpillar Cross Stitch, stitched with all the kit supplies, stitched 2/1. Yeah, loved it. Really enjoyed that one. So that is my finished object, but not fully finished. Right, okay, next up, my second Halloween piece that I worked on. Now, I don't have a image of what this will look like when it is completed, because Clever Clogs here was going through her stash and tidying up and managed to throw away the box with the finished image on it. I obviously have the chart, but I can't show you that. So this pattern is from Owl Forest Embroidery. It is Baba Yaga. So if you want to see what the full pattern will look like, may I recommend the wonderful Owl Forest Embroidery website. This kit is still available. I did check, even though I bought it ages ago. It's just called Baba Yaga. When you last saw this, it was significantly less done than it is now. I didn't have a new start. I just continued working on this, following on from my last video. I asked people about new starts and which one. And a lot of people just said, keep going on Baba Yaga. So that's what I've done. I absolutely love this piece. I'm really pleased with the progress I've made. So it isn't ironed. I'm sorry. I haven't had time to iron things. I'm just trying to squish it out a bit. So it's a bit crumpled, but hopefully you can see that this has made some progress. So last time you saw it, we didn't have any of this here green border or anything below the border. That's all new. These, no, the other side. These two trees are new. I knew that wasn't going to work. What else have I put in? I'm not sure if the white mushrooms were there last time or not, but she's definitely had some progress. She is stitched using all the owl embroidery flosses that came with the kit. I believe this is linen. I couldn't tell you what count it is. Again, supplied in the kit, but I love this piece. She's coming along so nicely. I'm so super chuffed with the tree and the border. That's just really made my day. Very happy with that. Kind of don't want to put her away, but Christmas is coming, and am I going to have time with everything else I'm trying to do? We will see. So she's probably going to stay out, just because I love her. She is stitched 2/2, I think. Let me check. Hang on. Yes, 2/2. That's how I can tell it's linen. And as I said, from Owl Forest Embroidery, and using the called for specially hand-dyed Owl Forest Embroidery threads. I can't get my words out today. I think that's everything you need to know about her, but bring her in a little bit more. Just really, really like this piece. I've had her for ages. I really need to get on with her, but at least we've made some progress. So I'm quite happy with that, because she's been sat in my stash for quite some time, having had zero progress. So nice to finally get going a little bit further on that one. Just going to pop her over there. Then we have, now I was hoping this was going to be a finish for this video. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be. I haven't quite finished it. It's also still in its hoop because I literally was stitching on it before I started filming. So I'm not going to show you the whole piece today because, oh my goodness, the faff to get it undone. You will see it in my next video when it will be finished. And that is the Burrowtails Sal from Quaternion Creations. Now, most of you will have seen this before because I've been banging on about it for months. So this is the section I'm currently working on. This is the last section. So as you can see, we have something emerging here that has feet. This is going to be a bear with his lovely cauldron, another cauldron, But his lovely little cauldron. So I finished that section of just the cauldron, putting in these vines, and I just need to finish working on the bear up here. There's a little frog that goes this side, and there's something this side, I can't remember what. And he is very nearly there. So, as I said, this pattern was a mystery stitch along called Borrowtail Sal from Quaternion Creations. Mine is stitched on Purple Potion Ada, 14 count from, I believe, Lakeside Needlecrafts. I think I've said before, I bought this fabric a very long time ago, so I don't know if it's still available. This is stitched using the called for DMC. It's stitched 2/1 and it's very nearly finished. Quite impressed because this is a pretty big piece. If you've watched my previous videos, you will have seen this piece in its entirety. There are roughly 14,000-ish stitches in the entire design. It's probably one of the bigger pieces I've done. I absolutely love this. I am so just enamored with Quaternion Creations. I love their designs, and the fact that this is done using 3 colours, yeah, kind of blows me away. Although I'm getting a bit fed up with black stitching now. I'm like, right, we need to do something that's not black, which is where some of my others come in. So yes, Quaternion Creations, Borrowtail Sal, final piece, final instalment. We are nearly there. But I love this. I mean, it's lots of different animals. There's lots of little quirky motifs. I really like it, and I can't wait to finally have it finished. So hopefully next video I will be able to show you the whole thing, because at the moment we have lots of clasps and frames and goodness knows what holding it all together. But hopefully the full version will be in my next video. Okay, where are we? So I have 2 more whips to discuss, one of which is a new start, but we're not going there just yet. Oh, lots of talking. I'm not out of practice at this. All of a sudden I seem to have lost my breath. Yes, so I did get a little bit more work done on this. You will have seen this one before. All of them are in frames today. I do apologise. I'm normally not quite so disorganised as to have them all in frames. But I think you can see the design's okay, so that's the important thing. I am not neat and tidy and iron everything kind of person. I'm sorry, but I'm not. That's just not me. I'm not that organised, to be perfectly honest. So, some of you will have seen me talk about this one before. This is my Mythical Tales piece from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Again, this is from their subscription box. This was the one I started with. I love this design. So, this is where I'm up to. As you can see, this has had some progress from the last time you saw it. I think last time we didn't have the unicorn or the top shelf. So we are making steady progress. The needle minder on here is also from Caterpillar Cross Stitch and came with the subscription box. Love a unicorn. Love this needle minder. Very happy with it. So yes, this is coming on quite nicely. I do apologise about the glare that I seem to be getting from the light. I don't know if it'll come out on the video, but not a lot I can do about that one. Sorry, it's a horrible day in Wales today. It's kind of grey and overcast, so lighting was necessary. But yes, going back to the stitching, which is what we were here for, this is stitched on dark blue Ada, I presume 14 count, again, kit supplies. All the threads were supplied. It is stitched 2/1, and I love it, and I want to finish it. So hopefully, when it's finished, it will look something like, if I can get this to focus, something like that. Obviously, I've still got quite a bit to do, but we are making progress, so that is positive. And then I have a new start. Now, this is a very special new start. As I mentioned, for my honeymoon, we went to West Wales. And whilst we were at West Wales, or in West Wales, I should say, we visited Pembroke Castle on a very wet day. But we had a lovely time. We looked around the castle. It's huge for anyone who hasn't been there. It is massive. Great big castle, lots to see, lots of history, lots of sort of little exhibition-y bits and things you can look at. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. And when I went into the gift shop, lo and behold, they had cross-stitch bookmarks. Could I be any more quintessentially Welsh? So I couldn't resist this. I picked this one up as a memento from my honeymoon. Obviously it's very Welsh with the Welsh flag on it. This here is Welsh in Welsh, so Cymru is the Welsh name for Wales. And I have got a very small start on this. Yeah. All I've done so far, this is my first time doing a bookmark, so I've just got the bottom here. There's a little bit of a crinkle in my fabric, I do apologise. So I've just started on the very bottom border. Now this is stitched differently to how I normally stitch, and I'm stitching it in hand, which I haven't done in years. So normally I stitch from the left hand side of the fabric, from the left bottom hole up. So we're going diagonally this way, and then I come back the other way. This is stitched the other way round. So I start in the right hand corner, going from the right hand side to the left hand side, and then back the other way, which is really confusing when you don't normally do it that way. However, so this is taking me longer than normal because I'm having to think about which way my stitches are going. But that said, I know it's a very small start, but I am enjoying it. So this is by, let me see, who is this by? Does it tell me? Textile Heritage. It is stitched on an Ada fabric band, which came with the kit. All the threads were included in the kit, and it's got very good written instructions with it as well for how to stitch up the design. I was quite impressed with their instructions because it is a little bit tricky. There's lots of like little back stitches in there that you wouldn't initially see straight away, and that's explained really well. So yeah, hoping to make some progress with this one before I see you again. Please excuse my straggly fabric, hanging thread and needle. But yes, so that is my Welsh bookmark kit. And that is it for new starts and whips. Now I do have a little bit of haul, not a massive amount because I am not particularly well off at the moment, having just paid for a wedding. So I'm trying to limit my shopping, which is very difficult with all the very pretty patterns that I keep seeing everywhere and all of the Christmas stitching that's coming out and the jingle balls coming up. And yeah, I have to try and be good, which is testing. However, I did purchase one kit. Now, again, this is related to my recent marital escapades. I wanted something to mark our marriage, a kit that reminded me of our wedding and of our honeymoon, which was happened. I purchased this before I found the bookmark in Pembrokeshire. I was shopping on the eve of our first night at the honeymoon when it was absolutely bucketing it down with rain and blowing with wind and was being very Welsh weather. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, like, I hope it improves tomorrow. So what better way to cheer myself up? Snuggled up on the sofa with a glass of wine with my partner, or husband as he now is known. That's still weird. We were just snuggled up watching a movie and I was having a bit of a browse at the same time. So this is what I purchased. Now this is obviously from Hobby Jobby. It says it at the top. Being someone who got married in October, on the 31st of October, I wanted something with autumnal colours. Obviously, we've got the lovely oranges in here. My partner and I stayed in a lovely little cosy cottage on our honeymoon, which is why I thought this was very representative. And it being October, the moon we actually had a full moon whilst we were away. I think it looked full. It might have been slightly off, but it looked it. So this just really reminded me of where we were. My partner and I looked at a couple of designs together and he was like, that one, I like that one. So this is going to be my memento, shall we say, of our time together in West Wales. I will be going back for absolutely definite. There's no way I'm not going back. It was gorgeous. In fact, I would quite like to retire there one day. So this is Sunset Lodge. As I say, it is from Hobby Jobby. I love this kit. I haven't started it yet because I have a few to finish first, but this will be stitched on 16 count Ada, which comes with the kit. It says it on the bottom here. It's on a Zweigart fabric. This is by Luca S, who I'm sure some of you will have heard of before. There are 21 colours in this kit, and yeah, I can't wait to get started. I do apologise about the glare, but I can't wait to get started on this one. It's so pretty. I love those colours so much. So yes, that was my one chart purchase this month. Now I did make another purchase because lots of people have been telling me that you can get access, what's it called? just Cross Stitch magazine on the Libby app. Well, not if you're a member of my library, you can't. I downloaded the Libby app, all excited, wanted to access the Cross Stitch magazines. No, doesn't work. Apparently my library has no magazine subscriptions, so I was most annoyed, which led to me having a little look on Patchwork Rabbit's site. For those of you that don't know, Patchwork Rabbit is a cross-stitch patterns, supplies, magazines, threads, fabrics, you name it, they've got it, shop online. I love Patchwork Rabbit and have used their service many times. They are brilliant and they're really quick delivery too. So I'm not sponsored, I just want to big them up because every time I order anything from them, it's with me in a couple of days. I've never had a problem. If there is a problem, they phone you very quickly to tell you what the problem is. I once had an issue with one of a piece of fabric that I ordered from them. They phoned me, we discussed it, it was dealt with very professionally, not a problem at all, sorted everything out very quickly, very efficient service, and it was delivered to me in a couple of days' time. So I really have never had any reason to complain whatsoever from Patchwork Rabbit. In fact, quite the reverse. That's why I am giving them props on this video. But yes, I purchased the Halloween and the Christmas, I don't know how to show these. There we are, that way. 2025 editions from Patchwork Rabbit because I was hoping to get them on Readly and I was really upset that I didn't get them. And I found them and was just like, yes, I have to have them. So let's start with the Halloween one, shall we? This has got so many gorgeous designs in it. Now I appreciate that Halloween has just gone and I'm a little bit past the time for Halloween, but as Halloween is every day in this house, therefore it doesn't matter that it's been and gone, it will just be for next year or every day. So there are lots and lots of designs in here. I am not going to flick through all of them or show you everything, but can I just say, oh my goodness, this was so worth the money. Loads of ornaments, lots of little cute things to make, and one thing I am going to show you because I'm absolutely going to have to stitch this. This is actually the first thing I opened this magazine onto, and it's relevant considering where I've just been. My mother won't like it because she's not into skeletons, but this was the first design I happened to see in this magazine, and considering my partner and I just got married, I was like, yes, that I have to. For those of you who don't know, despite the green that I'm wearing today, I'm actually pretty goth most of the time. And this just, yeah, I love this. I'm going to have to stitch that. I couldn't resist. So that particular design is by, oh goodness me, it's a French name. So Le Petit Croix de Lucie. I think that's how you pronounce it. My French isn't brilliant, but I try. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's an intermediate stitch. And yeah, at some point, that's going to have to be done because that's just so up my alley. So that was the first one in there that I saw, but there are lots. And then obviously I also purchased, because Christmas is coming and I don't have a lot of Christmas stitches, the Christmas edition. Again, there are lots and lots of ornaments in this. There are a couple of bigger pieces. And I was thinking, because I don't have an awful lot of financial ability this year, of possibly trying to make ornaments for everybody. That might be a bit of a big undertaking, but I can at least hopefully get one or two done. So I thought it'd be nice, particularly for my parents, to make a little ornament for each of them. Possibly make one for my husband. Still can't get used to saying that. Even more strange is being referred to as Mrs. Carroll. Yeah, that's really odd. Gonna take a little bit of getting used to, but very happy to be in this position. It's been a long time coming, and yeah, I'm just over the moon, to be honest. I definitely recommend it, although the stress is kind of crazy. But anyway, enough about that. Shush, Ruth. More about the stitching. So yes, lots of designs in here. I have spotted one or two little ornaments that I'm definitely going to have to give a go to. I'm going to see if I can find them for you to show you. So, admittedly, I was slightly enabled with this purchase by, who was it that I was watching that was showing ornaments from this? I can't remember who it was now. Rats. But one of you lovely people that I watch on The Magic That Is Flosstube had also been looking at ornaments from this particular magazine. And I was like, ooh, where can I find that? which is what led me to trying to get the Libby app and then having infinite rage that it wouldn't work. So both a positive and a negative in some respects. Where is this design? I can't find it now. Naturally, the one I want to show is hiding from me. No, it's hiding from me. You know what? Let's cheat. So in the back, there is all the designs, but I'm not going to show you everything. So this top row, this design here is our first Christmas design, and I thought I might make that for my husband because cute. I know it's not a particularly good picture, but hopefully you can see that. That's one of the ones I'm thinking of making, and I will show you the others in a later video at another point, because I don't think you want to watch me flicking through the magazine trying to find them. Okay, whew. So one more thing to share in terms of it's not haul. This is actually Stitchy Kindness. Now, Lindsay over at Stitching Magic, I think she's Stitching Magic 111, had a giveaway recently, and I was absolutely flabbergasted to win because I never win anything. I literally screamed at my phone when I found out. So these two beautiful bird patterns, trying to get rid of the glare, I was lucky enough to win, and Lindsay very kindly sent them on to me. Aren't they gorgeous? I particularly like this one. This one I particularly like, but I like this one too. It kind of reminds me of a wood pigeon, and I get lots of those in my garden, or more specifically, actually reminds me of a New Zealand wood pigeon because they're more this colour. I've got family in New Zealand. I think I've got that right. So New Zealand family, if you're watching this, or anyone else who happens to be from New Zealand, am I right that you have pink wood pigeons over there, or am I delusional? I'm fairly sure I've seen a pink wood pigeon somewhere, but maybe it's from somewhere else. I forget. Anyway, these two gorgeous designs were very kindly sent on to me by Lindsay, so thank you ever so much, Lindsay. I am very much looking forward to stitching them. I'm just trying to see who they're by. Author is Yasmin Boutbaik, Boutbaik. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, and I'm terribly sorry if I butchered it. I probably did. But your designs are gorgeous either way. So again, this is the first one. This is the Summer Folk Bird, anti-glare. And then we have Spring Folk Bird, which is the one that reminds me of the pink pigeon. So looking forward to stitching those. And I tell a lie, I have one more piece of Stitchy purchases. Where have I put them? The reason I remember these is because they're also from the lovely Lindsay over at Stitching Magic 111. Just trying to pull threads and needles and goodness knows what off of them. Right, let's try that again. So I'm sure lots of you are familiar with Lindsay's fantastic, fabulous hand-painted needle minders, of which I could buy every single one if I had enough money, because they're gorgeous and I love them. So I purchased a little while ago now, because these are her sort of October-y ones, this gorgeous needle minder, which I could not resist. It is a pumpkin. Most of you are aware that I am pumpkin bananas. I love my Halloween pumpkin, so I had to have that. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then also, this is just so pretty. I mean, this lady is so talented. Honestly, like, her painting is phenomenal. So this is I think it's Autumn Meadow or something along those lines it's called. She has like a summery one as well, which I will at some point hopefully also get if they stop something out. But this is the autumn one. I love orange. Orange is a colour that I'm just into. So this spoke to me. Early mornings, walking the dog in the autumn. That's what this reminds me of. I love this. So thank you very much, Lindsay. I love your needle minders. They are available on Lindsay's Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi shop, which you can find by going to her channel at Stitching Magic 111. There's a link in her description for her videos. Go and have a look. I really recommend her needle minders. They are so pretty. They're really strong. Your magnets, let me just grab my needle, like literally, job done. Hold your needle lovely, doesn't fall off easily. I am a master for losing my needles, and these are brilliant. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to manage to get one of the Christmas ones before they all sell out, but I haven't managed it yet. So those are my needle minders from Lindsay, which leads me very nicely into shout outs. So obviously Lindsay at Stitching Magic 111 is a Flosstuber that I have watched from the beginning of her journey. She actually is the person that inspired me to start doing this again because I love her videos. They just make me happy. I love her project. She's got these beautiful artwork that she shows sometimes. Obviously she does her needle minders. Well worth a watch. 100% recommend. Then we have Jen's Stitchy Corner. She's currently doing a series of full coverage, fantastic, fabulous projects. I just thought I'd add a few extra words there because wow, Jen. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. Her projects are phenomenal. She's got this massive Alice piece that is just breathtaking. And also very wow to me because the thought of full coverage that are this big terrify me, let alone ones that are, you know, more bedsheet size. So go and give Jen a follow over at Jen's Stitchy Corner. She's well worth a watch. Not only does she have amazing full coverage pieces, but she also has a lovely range of other projects that she's been working on, including the Emerald City Sal, which I'm not doing at the moment because time. I'd love to, but I just wasn't in the right place when that was started. I love the piece though, and at some point I do hope to stitch it in the future. It is by Owl Forest Embroidery. There's a theme. I think we were all quite big Owl Forest embroidery fans, but yes, Jen is well worth a watch. So please go and give her some love and some support on her full coverage daily video month. And then who else do we have to recommend? Lots of other people. So, oh gosh, her name's gone out of my head, but the lovely lady at Nifty Stitches. I want to say Lauren, but I'm not sure that's right. However, young lady over at Nifty Stitches who I've watched on and off. She did take a break because she had a little boy not so long ago, and has come back. Really enjoy watching her. She's got some lovely projects, lots of sort of Disney themed projects. She's recently done a really nice sort of October-y Halloween bat project. Few other things that are really lovely. So go and give her a little watch. And also trying to remember everybody. Oh my goodness, I always get to this section and I think, crikey, who was I going to recommend? Because there are so many lovely, lovely stitches out there. So who else have I been watching? Adelaide Stitches, always worth a mention. I love Adelaide's channel and her Facebook group. She's recently finished her 31 days of Halloween stitching, of which I watched every single one. And she's now doing Nature November, so, as well as some videos on sock knitting, which I'm sorry, that's witchcraft. I don't know how anybody does that with all these like double-ended pointed needles. If anybody knows where I can find a video on how to start sock knitting as a beginner who can't knit, let me know because I'd be interested. Who else? Now there's someone sitting in the back of my head that I was going to shout out last time and that I was going to shout out this time and they've gone out of my brain. Fiddlesticks. Who was it? It's, what's her name? Kitty at, what's her channel called? It's gone. I wrote it down somewhere as well and it's completely escaped my memory. No, I'm going to have to tell you next time. Lovely lady called Kitty. Can't remember the name of her channel, which is really not helpful. She's the Selkie Stitcher. It might be the Selkie Stitcher. I think that might be her name. That would sound about right. I'm not 100% sure. I will confirm by putting a link to her channel in the description below when I finish, but I think it's Kitty at the Selkie Stitcher. Nice young lady. I think she's based in the States, has a lot of primitive hair designs, which I absolutely adore, including my personal unicorn chart, which is the Mermaid of Salem Bay. She's finished that and it's stunning. Stunning. But lots of really lovely projects. I need to catch up with her actually. That's one that I haven't seen for a couple of weeks. So I was watching a lot of her videos sort of all in one go and then got distracted and need to go back to her. So she's another one I'd recommend. Also, the lovely lady over at Accounting My Stitches, I believe her name is Kath. I really ought to remember considering we've spoken in real life. My memory's terrible. But again, lots of lovely projects, lots of different things that she's doing. So I would recommend Accounting My Stitches. And last but not least is the lovely Kerry over at Colourfully Cross Stitched. I've been watching her for some time. Absolutely love her stitching and her book recommendations. Really well worth a watch. Okay, there's others, but I'm going to stop it there because otherwise I will waffle on forever about various stitches that I enjoy. There's so many of us out there, and I do watch quite a lot of Flosstube, to be fair, mainly when I'm stitching of an evening because I'm not really good at watching the television because I have to wear glasses when I cross stitch and I can't see the TV. It's like one or the other, not both. So I hope that you have enjoyed everything that I have shared with you today. In terms of future plans and what I'm doing from here on in, obviously I think the Halloween stitching is probably going to go away a little bit. As much as I'd like to keep going with Baba Yaga, there are other things I want to get to. I've got ornaments I want to make, as discussed earlier. I have some old cross stitch designs, Christmas based patterns, which I am going to show you. So if I can get them out of their bag without all the threads going absolutely everywhere, that didn't work. So one of the designs I would like to dig out or put on my rotation for November, December is this. I've got the right one. Yes, this lovely design, which is the winter design from the 2022, I think. Yes, 2022 December cross stitch box from Cotton and Twine. That was a mouthful. So yes, I started this back in 2022, or possibly the beginning of 2023. Board. Where's my board? Nick this. Okay, so again, it is not ironed and it is crumpled. This is where I got to before I put it down last time. Sorry, wonky. Getting there. There we are. So this is where I got to previously. So I would like to get back and do a bit more work on this because it's so pretty, but it takes me ages because there's so many flipping singular cross stitches that are really fiddly and I hate them. But it's worth it because the design is really, really pretty. So that's one I would like to dig out. So once more, I'll give you the full design rather than my messy cross stitching. The winter design from Cotton and Twine's subscriber box 2022. So that's one I'd like to get back to. Then, Lauren, if you're watching from Cross Stitch Bunny, you're going to laugh when you see this. It's still kicking about and I still haven't finished it. I don't have a picture of this one, the fully finished design, so I'm afraid I'm only going to be able to show you what I've got so far. But this is a stitch along that I started with Lauren hosted from Cross Stitch Bunny. Oh goodness me, several years ago. This was my start at the Christmas Jars Sal. I didn't get very far, as you can see. This is stitched on a green even weave fabric. It's got lots of my favourite thing, backstitch, in it. But I would like to do a bit more of this because the jars themselves, they're really cute. They're really pretty. I just never get round to them because the backstitch drives me bonkers and there's a lot of it. But we only have 2. There are 9 in this design altogether. So we have the first jar with the sweets. We have the second jar, which isn't quite finished. There's still some backstitch to do on that one, of the lovely Christmas jumper. And then there are lots more. So that's one that may get pulled out for some love in the next couple of weeks. There is not started, potential new start. Mr. Mill Hill Snowman, love him, the snowy owl snowman. He's so cute. I like Mill Hills, but they do intimidate me a little bit. However, I have done one in the past and finished it, which was the Hooty Owl ornament. So maybe Mr. Snowman, I might actually dig him out. I quite fancy starting him now I've looked at him. Yeah, so he's a potential new start. And then I have one more Christmas design, but I don't have it with me. It is the, oh dear, Christmas Kris Kringle Silver Creek sampler piece. I will find it for next time. I haven't got it with me. So I have 3 whips that are Christmassy, one potential new star, and a whole load of ornaments. So I probably have enough for Christmas, despite lots of other ones that I've seen that I'm like, oh my goodness, I like that, I like that, I like that. I also have, not to hand to show you, but I have the most recent instalment of the subscription box from Caterpillar Cross Stitch with the Let It Snow design. I don't know where I've put that. That should be in my bag, and I don't know where it is. I don't think it's in my bag. Lots of other products in my bag, but it's not in my bag, no. So yes, that's another potential design. However, goodness me, this video is quite long. I've just realised I've waffled on for the best part of 3/4 of an hour. So I am going to call it here. Thank you ever so much for watching. Also, to all my new subscribers who helped me get to 200 subscribers, thank you so, so much. I am so grateful to every single one of you. I don't have a giveaway at the moment. I am saving the giveaway for my very ambitious 500 subscriber mark. So if you haven't subscribed and you've been here today and you've liked what you've seen, if you would like to subscribe, you would make me very, very happy. It's not obligatory, mandatory, necessary, whatever the right word is. But if you would like to subscribe, it would really help the channel. It helps me get seen, and it helps that algorithm to show me to other people. So if you would like to subscribe, please do so. If you enjoyed the video but don't feel like subscribing but want to show that you liked it, please do so. You know the button to press. And if you have any questions, queries, comments, would like to have a chat with me, please leave me a comment below. I do enjoy reading them and I try to get back to everybody. So if you'd like to leave me a comment, please do so. You know, all the usual YouTubey things. But all that remains is for me to say thank you ever so much for watching. If you've managed to get to the end of this video and you're still here and you're still smiling, please send me a pumpkin emoji. Me being me, it has to be a pumpkin. To let me know that you've seen me all the way through. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who watches, who spends their time with me, and to wish you all a very happy festive stitching season. I hope you get some good stitches in and be kind to each other. Bye for now.